Hi dancers, so it's teacher Lina again. Today my topic is actually close to my brand. So it's about where our fabrics are from. So I often get this question online, and I get this question where they ask me, when are we gonna get a restock? This is a very common question. When are we gonna get a restock of this? When is this coming back? Or when is this color coming back? And the answer is really simple. It's not coming back in the same colors. So when I started a brand, I remember just picking out fabrics based on its softness. I like to sew. As you all know, I used to sew most of my items. I started my brand like this in my room where I would sew for my friends in the company, and then eventually growing it into a brand where I asked help from, of course, the seamstresses, because I saw that it does help the livelihoods of the seamstresses. At the same time, I can do more dancing. So I really love to dance in really nice dancewear, as do all of you for sure. It's just that I feel as though the brand or the dancewear gives back more to a community rather than it really being a brand of dancewear where we just make dancewear for the sake of making more dancewear. So the brand has that image, and it also has this idea that dancewear should really just be beautiful and shared. So refurbished fabrics, I literally dig through large piles of fabrics. Leftover from maybe old companies, or leftovers from some people who don't want to get a whole roll. So normally what large companies would do is they'll ship like huge container vans of fabrics, and I actually see them coming into the fabric warehouses that I go to. And then what happens is that they'll sort through all of them, and then some of them might even be damaged already because some of them have holes, some maybe have been eaten by, I don't know, I've seen fabrics getting eaten by rats already. Companies don't want to buy fabrics like this because to them they consider this as damaged already. But then you see the entire roll, let's say a roll had, let's say, 100 or so, or even more yards, or it had like 30 kilos on them. And you just feel as though there's no way that you're just gonna throw it away, but they actually do. So they'll unroll the whole thing and just pile it up somewhere where they'll just hope that someone might buy it, or they just leave it there. So it becomes dead stock or refurbished fabric. So that's mostly what we use for most of our dancewear. So I don't say all, because we do have items like the cotton t-shirts, the cotton shirts that we use, the ballet shirts, for example, that we do. Those are other portion of the brand already where we don't make shirts. So sometimes I do want to leave it to more other companies, or companies that maybe sell cotton shirts. This is my choosing process. I really just go through fabrics based on its softness. And I said earlier, I really love soft fabrics because soft fabrics are just so nice on the skin. As a dancer also, I really love fabrics that I can use every day and be in all day. So I'm sure you can resonate so well with this, because dancers love things that are nice on their skin but at the same time really hugging. So I don't like the nylon feel, nor is it really good for the environment. So I've done research like this also. So as much as possible, I try to pick fabrics that maybe are really either dead stocks or fabrics that are really good, or when you wash them, they don't have that feeling where it's just like on you, and then when you sweat, the sweat just kind of like wipes away. So this is really important to me, that it's absorbent as well. Besides the kinds of fabric or the softness of fabric and the way we choose fabrics also for Dancewear, no restock of the same kind because of this reason. So as you now know, since I picked them based off that, whatever tutu is available and when it's wedding season, you will see all the tulle fabrics. We usually can't get the same color twice. So let's say the peach tutu is one of our biggest bestsellers, but we really can't promise that each tutu is going to look the same as the photo, just because we can't really find the exact same peach tutu in the peach tutu that we had last season. I do keep all the swatches just so that I can compare the closest peach looking tutu to the other tutu, but then sometimes we'll get it maybe in a lighter shade, you know, it's more blush. Like this season we found a more blush color, and then last season it was more dark peach. But then it really depends on the customer, so that's why we name our fabrics so specifically. Also, if you see, sometimes I do call them, like, instead of lavender, I say dusty lavender, because this season it became dusty, and then last season it was more of a dark lavender. And then we just recently found an orchid shade because it looked like an orchid color. So it is really different every season. You just have to watch out for how we call the colors, and then we label them properly on the site for you guys to see. We also like to give back to our seamstresses and to our community of seamstresses. We actually only have a few of them because we feel as though it's really hard to sustain a brand like this, wherein we are also very picky about our fabrics. And so we like to take care of the people around us also in the community. The seamstresses we provide to also are also people who also have their own families to provide for. And I don't know if you know this, but when you're in fast fashion, for example, fabrics or like sewing clothing, it's really cheap. Like if you work in a factory, it's really, really cheap. Like I've heard absurd rates, like one shirt being 5 to 10 pesos per shirt just to sew. That's how much they would get, for example. And I could not believe that even when they told me that. So we make sure that our seamstresses are paid equally well to the amount that you're paying also for the item. So this is really something that the brand believes in and the brand would like to move forward with in the future. I hope that this helps you give light to where our fabrics are from. I could definitely talk more about the sewing process maybe in the future, because it's something I would love to talk about. Also, the last thing that I mentioned here about the seamstresses getting really little, because as much as I love getting new things, these days it's really all about like shopping in the thrift stores, or you like getting things that are more vintage, for example. And for our brand, we feel like it has a little bit of that feel because you are buying things that are refurbished as well. And so we try to make the most out of whatever we find in the pile of fabrics that you see. So yeah. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this vlog, and I hope to talk to you guys more soon. And if you like to hear more from this channel, just let me know.